Bonjour, everybody. Hi, this is Neshi Locatz. Welcome to Star Nation's organization's main fan page. And we're here this morning for this live stream. It's the morning card draw information. Good Sunday morning. It is July 8th, 2018. Sometimes I have to actually say the year because, it gets so busy that sometimes I forget. I would never be one of those good patients, when you're in the clinic or a hospital or something like that, and they ask you questions about to see if you're mentally with it, right? And they say, do you know what the day is and the date? I think it's Sunday. I think it's the 8th. So that's kind of funny, isn't it? We just get going so fast sometimes that we just space out on the date, especially, after we start the new year. How many people, write the wrong date on their checks if you're still writing checks? I do it all the time. And so anyway, good morning. I'm so glad you guys are with me today and joining in. I see Mary Anderson Fry, good friend of mine down near Madison, and Annie's here too. Annie Retzlaff. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies. I appreciate it. One of the things I like to do is to see if everybody's got their coffee. Had an interesting morning. My mother-in-law moved up here to Toma in May, Mother's Day weekend. She's in an assisted living facility, which is maybe 5 minutes from here, from our house. So, we get to see her quite often, much more than when she lived down south of us, near Madison. And so anyway, my sister-in-law is also up here visiting and staying with her mom. We had breakfast this morning together. I had taken care of my mom, this morning, made sure she was all taken care of and ready to go. And after that was done, I did the card draw, and then we went over to Greenwood's Cafe here in Toma for breakfast. It's like a little mom and pop kind of cafe, I like going to those places rather than the chain restaurants. Yeah. And Annie's saying, gotta have coffee. Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes I do tea, but this morning it's coffee. So we went to breakfast and met them there. That was fun. It was fun. And I made it back in time to do the live stream. I said, I got to be back by 10 to, so I have time to set up and not have to rush through stuff. And so here we are. Yay. Had waffles, a good diabetic breakfast. I did have protein. I did. And I only ate part of the waffle, but still. And it was good. It really was. But I missed. What I need to do is find a flask, and not to carry the alcohol spirits in it, but to carry our homemade maple syrup. Because when you go to a restaurant and you order something that's supposed to have syrup with it, right? And you pour it on there, and it's kind of a little bit of a shock because I'm not used to the corn syrup, and so we're going to have to figure that out. If you guys have any tips about that, let me know and see, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that has thought of that and has done that. So good morning, Mary S. Mary's S with us too. So we have a gorgeous day here. Really nice weekend. Sunny, mid 80s, lower 80s, no humidity. It's been a beautiful, beautiful weekend. And Sunday is no different. So I was so happy when I got the card draw. Yeah. Mary saying, yes, real maple syrup. I know. There's no comparison really to that and imitation maple syrup. Hey, Heidi's here, my sister-in-law. We just had breakfast together. Heidi, I was just telling them about Greenwood's Cafe and what we had for breakfast and about the maple syrup and the flask idea. So what made me happy about the card draw, every morning when I do this card draw, what I'm doing is I'm connecting to my spiritual team, right? And I'm asking to show me the energy that's most important for us to know today for the highest good. And that I can share with others. And I was so happy. because this is the card that came out. We haven't had this card yet. Drum. It's about rhythm and internal timing. Internal timing. Good morning, Elise. I'm so glad you're here with us, because look at the card we got today. Now, for those of you who have followed me and we're friends, and you know that I have this special place in my heart, literally, for the drum. I've had this connection to the drum since I was just a little girl. Professionally dancing when I was 5, Native American dancing since I was 5, and powwow dancing, competition dancing when I was a teenager. As an adult, love going to powwows and doing intertribals, and one of my favorite things to do. I'm a drum maker. I teach classes about drum making, so you can make your own hand drum, and so the drum is very, very special to me. One of my teachers in spirit is the drum mother, and she and I go way back. And so she's been with me for a really, really long time. My grandfather, my Misho, was the speaker of the big drum in his adult years for many, many years, and actually 2 drums. He was the speaker for the dream drum, also known as the big drum. And so that is the belief system and traditional religion that I grew up with, and so the drum and me, we got a connection. It goes way back. Can we go there for breakfast? I'll buy Elise. I don't know if we can fit it in. I can't promise that, because it's going to be a jam-packed weekend, that class that you're taking here, which is the Magic of Hogwarts. And that's the weekend of the September 22nd. Just so people know what we're talking about, Elise. And so Elise has registered for the class, and she's going to be staying here. And so anyway, maybe, I can't promise, because it's a jam-packed weekend. And so we'll have to see. Okay. So for those who just joined us, the drum, and for those who'll be watching the video as a recorded video, thank you too for being here. And this is the card. Look at the artwork on this, right? And so the taller drum there is a Tajos drum, known as a tom-tom drum. They're taller. And the other drum is looks like it's a double-headed hand drum. Okay. And not necessarily a big drum. A big drum would be, if you've been to a powwow, you've seen them. They're usually about 3-4 feet wide. So you can sit many people around it, right? And you usually have at least 4 drummers to a big drum, because they have to hold the energy of the cardinal points. But the artwork on here, if you notice, is that the larger drum, round drum, has a lightning bolt on it, right? Yeah, that is the image. Let me get this other card out. The image that she uses for that are the backs of the medicine cards that Jamie Sam has. And that's who the cards that we're using were created by Jamie Sams. And so she has 2 decks, and we're using both decks. The first one being the Sacred Path cards. Oops, take this out. The Sacred Path cards deck. It's easier to read if it's the right side, right? Sacred Path cards. And the other one is the medicine cards. So just a little bit about the drum there is that when you have the drumstick and the drum together, that's balance, because the drumstick represents the male energies and the drum represents the female energies. And so when you have them together, you have balance. Balance, yeah. Hey, Maggie Ryan, good to see you. Good to have you here. She's saying good morning, everyone. And Rochelle's here. Yay for Rochelle. I'm so glad you're here, Rochelle. Good morning, Neshi, and everyone. Good morning to you, too. So the drum, it was interesting to read about the drum from Jamie Sam's perspective through her eyes, right? And knowing what I know about the drum. So let's talk about Jamie's perspective. She says that in her understanding of the drum with Native Indigenous people, and not just from Turtle Island, from North America, it is from all over the world, right? And she says that during the first ice world, the first ice age, that all 5 races of the children of Earth connected with the heartbeat of Earth Mother. They learned that the Earth Mother was active in their ceremonies, and amidst the drum beats there was a common, almost perceptible rhythm seeming to emanate from the earth. And I have to tell you that this is something that I heard since I was young, and that the drum beat, when we hear the drum beat, that's why we're so drawn to it, is because it is the first beat that we hear as in our mother's womb, okay, her heartbeat, and also our heartbeat. So you have that a double beat, okay, 2 hearts. But it also, with the drum, it also is connecting to the heartbeat of Grandmother Earth. And that feeling of that beat and that rhythm goes back thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And it's in our blood, it's in our bones. And so when you hear a drum, any kind of drum, you're curious. You want to go find out, where is it? Who's drumming? Why are they drumming? You know, and you have to go and be there. At least I do. I don't know. Do you guys ever feel that? Have you ever experienced that with a drum? It doesn't matter what kind. It could be the powwow drum. It could be a parade, and you hear the drum. There's something that is so connected to that drum beat within us that it's hard to ignore. It's hard to dismiss, because if nothing else, your curiosity is going to come up, and you want to go investigate, right? I think so. Elise is saying, hi, Rochelle. Glad you're here. I know, Rochelle's back. And Jocelyn just joined us. Hi, Jocelyn. And the other thing that Jamie Sams writes about is she says that tribal people all over the planet still rely on the drum to connect the energy of each person participating in the ritual or ceremony. There's a collective energy present that can be used for healing, prayer, gratitude, requests for information, and journeying. Right? The drum is a map or a blueprint for those seeking altered states of consciousness or parallel universes. So what she's talking about there is more of the shamanic drum, and the shamanic drumming is completely different than the social drumming of a powwow or of a ceremony. Okay. The drum will connect the heart of the person doing the journeying to the heartbeat of the Earth Mother and provide a safe way to return to the body. And that is one way to do soul traveling, shamanic traveling, is to use a drum. There's many other ways, but this is probably the most widely used method. Yeah. All right. So, hey, Julie Hedges is in the house too. She's Julie is using her phone, and sometimes I notice with my phone and also my iPad, when I'm making comments, it looks like I'm commenting from that page because I created the page. And Julie is part of the main fan page here at Star Nations, because she does also a native live stream on Mondays called Meta Mondays. And if you haven't caught that one, try to catch it, okay? Because it's pretty dang good. And Maggie is saying, oh yes, I've experienced this about hearing the drum. And Rochelle is saying, yes, when I was about 4 years old, I heard a marching band. Wow, was it so great? Could feel my heart pounding with the drum beats. Yes. I'm so glad you said that, Rochelle, because I've had people say to me that when I would use my drum in space clearings, when we're doing shamanic traveling, is that they feel the drum beat literally in their blood. It feels like it's a part of the pulsing of their blood. And the first time I heard that, I realized that that's because it is in our blood. It's in our bones. Our soul recognizes it, and our physical body reacts to that cellular DNA memory. Yeah, I love the drum. I do. I love to dance too. Jamie Sam says the control of the breath brings the heartbeat down to every slow rhythm, and body no longer places its attention on maintaining its normal active state. So when you're doing this in shamanic journey and using the drum beat actually helps your physical body to relax. Okay, and so it helps to have your body relaxed, not quite in a deep sleep or a sleep state, but the in between. Okay, and so that our spirit self can travel to that other dimension. And so that's what she's talking about here, is that the drum beat helps us to slow down and helps us to get into that rhythm. And so our body actually relaxes. She also talks about that this gives the human race a sense of the first sound of the human, that what every human has heard, and that's the drum beat of their mother, their heartbeat. And says that the child's own heart, the heart of its mother, resonates through the water of the amniotic sac and mirrors the human connection to the earth mother. The drum can be used to assist the connection process outside the womb. So there's another reason why we're so connected to it, right? That we're so connected to it, because it's almost like a soothing. It's soothing. No matter how fast the beat is, no matter how slow the beat is, there's a part of us that gets soothed by hearing the drum beat. Mary Ellen, good morning. Happy Sunday to you too. I'm so glad you guys are here with me. I do appreciate it. I'm grateful for that. It's one of the things that I love doing about these morning live streams, is that we get to spend some time together, to have a cup of coffee or tea and talk about spiritual stuff. And what's not fun about that, right? I used to do spiritual roundtables at my old house in Poynette. And those were always not just fun and building relationships, but the kind of conversations we'd have around that table were truly awesome. So then Jamie says that when a sense of nurturing connection to the earth mother is strong in a person, the trust factor is present, and that that person has a better chance of successful journeying or doing that connection to spirit. Okay. And so there we're talking about that trust factor again. And that seems to me to be a theme this whole week about trust and nurturing our inner child and being to take care of that part of us that's still innocent, right? That's still there. We might have layers of stuff over it, but but we still have our childhood innocence. That's directly connected to our creativity and our imagination. She says that the sense of belonging to the earth and being of the earth in a natural way has enabled the medicine people to see other worlds with ease. Right. And she's talking about how Native Americans, that many of us, not all of us, many of us have grown up with hearing the drum. Right. I can remember when I was little, I would say probably my most earliest memories is probably around 9 or 10 years old, and then older, in my parents' house. Growing up, I have my brothers. 4 of my brothers are older. 3 of my brothers, are older than me. The youngest one, my youngest brother, is 14 months younger. But my two older brothers, much older, 13 and 10 years older than me. And they would go out, right, on the weekend. I always knew who got up first or who was at least up early. If my dad was up first, we would hear Mexican folk songs, country music, it's known in Mexico, on the stereo. If my mom was up first, we'd hear powwow music, radios or 8-track tapes on the stereo. If one of my brothers was just coming in from the weekend, from Friday night or Saturday night out, we'd hear rock and roll. So waking up to music, I always knew who got to the stereo first. But see that sometimes when my mom got to the stereo first is that we woke up to powwow music, the drumming. Yep. That's how we got roasted out of bed. Hearing that drum music. So Jamie says that all life has rhythm, whether in the spirit world or in the physical. The drum allows us to access the patterns of life force inside and outside of ourselves so that we may come to an understanding that all existence is simultaneous. This simultaneous unified beat is the heartbeat of our Mother Earth. When we cross the border into parallel universes, we find the unified heartbeat is that of the great mystery. If we ever experience those rhythms, we may then share them with the drum to show others that the rhythms of all of creation. So basically, when it's said that when we drum long enough, that we synchronize, we're in sync. It'll sync up with Grandmother Earth. And when you are in a shamanic state, that you're actually syncing up with all of the universe. So you're syncing up directly with the Creator's heartbeat, which is the same heartbeat as Mother Earth, as Grandmother Earth. Yeah, it's a part of Grandmother Earth's frequency, right? Her vibration. It's a part of that. It's the same way with us because our bodies are made to emulate Grandmother Earth's body. And so she has a heartbeat, we have a heartbeat. It's synced up. And when it's not synced up is when we feel out of sorts and off balance. Maybe not even quite in our body, our physical bodies, right? And so that's why it's so important to be grounded. And yeah. That's it. Okay, I'm being asked to do something. I have to go grab a drum, okay? You're going to see a blank screen. I'll be right back. I would show you where my drums are, but it's kind of messy over there. Hang on. All right, so this is my buffalo drum. It's 22 inches. I use it for when we do really big kind of prayers, worldwide, universal kind of stuff, because it's big medicine, right? I gotta move my chair back just a little bit. There we go. And the drumstick, I grabbed the first one that was handy. This is the drumstick I use for beating shamanic beats. And so when you have the drum, when you're making a drum, when you're doing this part of the lacing, it's saying that we're weaving the universe. It represents that. There's so much symbology in it. The drum represents the entire universe. It's female. The drum is female. The drumstick is male. And so when you have the two together, you have that balance, right? So what they're asking me is to show you a drum beat. And so what I want to do is show you the difference between a shamanic drum beat and also a, all right, maybe three, a powwow beat. Okay. So here is, well, let's see if I can do that powwow beat. We'll see. Here we go. Okay, that's a little bit like a powwow beat because you'll be able to dance to it. It's fast. It's a little bit faster. Most people who do like drum circles, Native Americans, you'll not very find many Native Americans at a drum circle. Why? Is because we didn't know they existed. Two, our drum circles are powwows. Okay, so most drum circles have a slower beat sometimes. Or that double heartbeat. Right? Now here's a shamanic beat. All right, here's a shamanic beat. That's a shamanic beat. Notice the difference. It's fast. It is fast. And so they just wanted me to, they, meaning my spiritual team, wanted me to show you the beat, show you the drum. And if you just turn your attention to how your body is reacting to that drum beat, right? Yeah. Rochelle is saying, I love that sound. And Annie is saying, Neshi, you always know when I need to hear what you're broadcasting. I have to ground myself because I am off right now. Can't even describe how I'm feeling. I'm just off. You're totally right on. Thank you. Well, you're very welcome, Ann. You're very, very welcome. And Julie is saying, ooh, that sound. I know. You're welcome. And this one, how about this one? We'll do this one for those who are watching that need a little nurturing, a little something extra this morning. Okay, let me turn my chair a little bit. I want to face the speaker, the microphone, I mean, so you can hear the beat a little bit better. And so we'll see. I'll ask spiritual team, actually the drum mother, to help me do a drum beat that's for the highest good for those that are listening that need that little extra nurturing and that little extra something this morning. Okay. All right. We'll see what she comes up with. All right. Take a big deep breath in, guys. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Kind of blow it out. Okay. We're going to do that one more time. All right. Here we go. Nice big deep breath in. And really blow it out. There. Kind of settle in. You can feel your body relax just a little bit. Feet on the floor. That'd be good. Feet on the floor if you can. All right. And I'm going to start playing. If your eyes close, that's all right. But it's not going to take long. All right. Here we go. Take another deep breath in. Hold it just for a second and then exhale. And what I'd like you to do is to say to yourself, all of me come back into my body right now. Calling to all aspects of yourself to come home. There you go. Good. And if you're feeling a little floaty, that's okay. Just kind of stamp your feet a bit, connected to grandmother. Good. Excellent. And so if you could please type in the comment section that you're back, and if you're doing okay. If you're not, then we can help you a little bit with that. But all right. Maggie's, wow, tears of joy. I played with you and it was good to do. Yay. Thank you, Mary Ellen. I appreciate that. That does my heart good. Yeah. Good. All right. I'm just going to give it a second here so that everybody is back and that they're doing good. Rochelle is saying, it was like you were in my living room, beating the drum and looking at my river. I love this feeling. Don't want to come back. Oh, it's a good feeling, but we need you back, and we need you back in your body. So really try that again, okay? Rochelle, coming back, being grounded to Grandmother Earth, because that's really important. And Mary S. doesn't sense a heart. Thank you, Mary. Elise says, awesome. Everything's good. Good. Excellent. Yep. All right. So I just want to make sure that everybody is back in their body. And they're feeling connected to grandmother. Yeah. Because we got other things to do too. While we're waiting on that, I'm going to read Jamie Sam's application of the card. Okay. Here we go. This is the card, the drum. It says that if you've received this card, you're being asked to find your own internal timing. Rhythm is a personal thing. To honor your own rhythm is to come back into harmony with the self. From this point, personal comfort allows you to harmonize with other rhythms of life. So you need to be in rhythm with yourself. That's hearing your own heartbeat, right? Annie is saying, I needed that. Thank you. You're welcome, Anne. You're so welcome. She says that the drum also speaks of allowing yourself to be supported by the Mother Earth heartbeat, by the grandmother's heartbeat. Yeah. Maggie is saying back, and thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for letting me know, Maggie. I appreciate that. Stephanie, you just missed me drumming. I hope you heard it. I don't know. I hope you did. I just finished up drumming. And Jamie is also saying, slow down and rediscover the heartbeat of your true mother. Then the synchronicity of your movements will be effortless. So basically, when we're grounded to Grandmother Earth and we know, we have a knowing that our heartbeat is connected to her, that all that spirit gives us in synchronicities, signs, and all of that is that because we're grounded, we're in our body, that those synchronicities are so much easier to recognize, is to notice them, right? Otherwise, we're kind of oblivious to them. Stephanie is saying, I will, so listen to the replay. Oh, good. I hope you enjoy it. She also says, in all cases, rhythm is the key. If it feels right, you become the music, and the dance you are dancing becomes a celebration of life. It does. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love to dance so much too. Actually all dance, but most definitely Native American dance, is that there's this connection and there is joy in it for me. And so what she's saying is that when you feel the rhythm of your own life and that you're connected to Grandmother Earth, your dance, your earth walk here is going to be more joyful. Yeah. Rochelle saying, I don't think I am ever totally in my body. And that's possible. That really is possible, Rochelle. I do know that there are many people walking around like that. And some of it some of it is a little bit about self-discipline too. It really is, because we're here in a physical body having a physical experience, and if we're not completely in our body, we're not having the complete experience. If we are, most people like to work in their chakras, like from their heart chakra on up, right? And that's good, because that's where we need some healing usually, right? But if we don't ground ourselves to the earth plane, we're not grounding our experiences, our life lessons to the earth plane, and that's part of our working together as a team, working together, because when we ground our experiences, our soul growth to the earth plane, we're helping everybody, our ancestors, our descendants, ourselves, all the people around us, because that's part of the experience. It's part of the experience. Um, yeah. And I've learned something in the last month, is that when we're grounding it to the earth plane, is to have in your intention that you're grounding it to the fourth dimension earth plane. Because Grandmother Earth, Kokmis Kikan, our Grandmother Earth, is in the fourth dimension already and moving into the fifth. And so, in order for us to feel that effortlessness, that ease in our lives, is when we're grounding our experience, our soul growth, to ground it to the fourth dimension earth. Yeah. Try that. See how that works. All right. And Julie is saying, had to take a moment to share this out. But I'm back. She says, so amazing, Neshi, would love more of that drum. We'll see what I can put in at the end, okay? And Rochelle says, I've been told 2 times that I'm not grounded. Okay, so am I the second one or am I the third one? Because when you get it the third time, it's time to pay attention to it and see how you can incorporate it. Is it, to feel that, is this for me? Yes, it's for me. Then do something about it. The fourth time usually means that Spirit's getting a little bit more in your face about it, because it's important. And sometimes it's the beginning of the cosmic 2x4 on that fourth one. So you might want to consider taking time today and connecting to Grandmother, and feeling your being grounded to her, like your roots, from your soles of your feet going into the ground, down to her heart, or bringing the love that you have for her and sending it down to her, and she will return it, and sensing it. That's a part of grounding too. So, yep. That's what I would do if I were you, Rochelle. If I was getting something the third time, I'd be I'd take the time to do it, because that cosmic 2x4 is no fun. I've had it. Never allow a spiritual teacher to tell you that they've never had a cosmic 2x4. No. Then I'd be starting to ask, their about their integrity. We've had the cosmic 2x4, sometimes more than once. That's why we can empathize and sympathize with those that we're assisting, because we were made to face that shadow part, to go through that dark night of the soul. Okay, so if I were you, I'd take that third synchronicity, and do it today if you can. All right. So here is Jamie Sam's poem for the drum. She says, drum that marks the heartbeat of our Mother Earth, constantly reminding us who gave us birth. The rhythm of connection, pulse of flame and fire, the perfect reflection of our heart's desire. Oh, I like that. The perfect reflection of our heart's desire. I like that poem. Of course, I'm a bit partial to the drum. It's about rhythm and internal timing. Internal timing. Everything in divine timing, right? Now, I got two cards from the animal relatives. Um, and I think that I will do the first one that popped out first, and I think the second one is more of a confirmation or validation of stuff that we've been talking about. The first one that came was Beaver, and I'm thinking, what does Beaver have to do with a drum? All right, I don't know. And I'm going to say something that I'm hoping that is not going to be too much for some people. When you come from a hunting family, which I do, you have a sense of the true meaning of life cycle, the beginning of life and the ending of a life, right? And then starting over. And the hunting that my family did in my growing up years was really about survival. It was about food on the table. It was about being able to use the hides or the pelts to sell, um, or for our dance outfits or something, right? And so I know that when a beaver's hide is stretched out to dry, it's round like a drum. Jamie Sams doesn't write about this piece, but I've seen it. I've seen it, how they're stretched out on a frame, and when they're stretched out, they're round. Yeah, that meaning wasn't lost on me when I drew this card, and I thought, well, what does beaver have to do with it? And I was literally shown a flash of a picture, about the hide being stretched, and when they're stretched on the frame is round because it the hide is round. Hmm. Yeah. Maggie is saying definitely more than once, LOL. Not pleasant. I know that cosmic 2x4. Nope. And when the second time it happens, or you're going, oh, I should, yeah, I saw that. I know I should have done something about it. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I'll do it. I'll do it. Um, and if you've ever had it the third time and you're consciously aware of what you should be doing, I think it's even harder. Wouldn't you agree, Maggie, that if it happens even the third time, that third time is like your life definitely is never the same again after that one. Um, yeah, I just got done with my third one. 2017 is when Saturn was going through my sun sign, and Julie Hedges is the one. Thank you, Julie, is the one who um, turned the light on for me about that. And when I stopped resisting and trying to control and I don't want to change kind of thing. When I understood what was going on, it's like, all right, how do I get into the flow of this? And things started to change. Got a little bit easier, saying it wasn't comfortable, but it was a little bit easier. So thank you, Julie. So what does Beaver have to say? Beaver is the builder, and a doer. When it builds a home, it has more than one exit. So it doesn't have just one door. It has multiple doors, and so there's always options, and to be able to leave through whatever door that is the safest and um, the best, right? It says the doer is characterized by its industriousness, and Beaver knows the limitations. A limitation cancels productivity. And so when you limit yourself, you're also limiting how things get, how quickly things can get done, right? And so if we're open to possibilities, if we're open to spirit and the flow of the energy, in other words, we're in the groove, we're in that rhythm, things happen a little bit smoother, easier, more comfortable. Yeah. And Julie is saying, oh, yeah, Saturn over the sun, hard. I'm doing that now. Mm-hmm. And so you're welcome, dear friend. Yeah, I know. I hear you. And, Julie and I have had conversations helping each other through, well, she helped me through mine and I'm available for her. So That's what friendship is about, relationship is about, and our community. That's what Star Nation's community is about, helping each other. To understand beaver medicine, take a look at the power of working and attaining a sense of achievement, teamwork. Group mind constitutes harmony of the highest order without individual egos getting in the way. Ain't that the truth? Yeah. When you can check your ego at the door and really work together. Harmony and fun too. Elise is saying they also thump their tails to communicate. Oh, I forgot about that part. Yes, that's true, Elise. They do. And when they jump into the water, sometimes what they'll do is they'll use their tail to slap the water, and that's also a sign of some sort of communication that they do. And it's true; it's their way of drumming. Thank you for reminding me about that, Elise. It's true. And their tail, their tail is quite large and kind of oblong in ways, like a paddle head. And that's how they kind of get through the water so quickly, too. Smooth, effortless. She says that in working well with others, a sense of community is achieved and unity ensues. And so one of the things that Jamie wrote about the drum is that when the drum is used in a group for prayer or ceremony or something like that, that there is this harmony that comes from and through the group because of the drum. It brings them together. It harmonizes them because they're in sync, right? She says that if Beaver has appeared in the card spread for you, it may be time to put your ideas into action or to complete some project that has been neglected. Could also be asking you to settle differences with fellow coworkers or friends. Beaver tells you to look for alternative solutions to life's challenges and to protect the creations which you put your love and energy into. And I know for a fact that when you use a drum and you are drumming your intention, your desires, your dreams, it's about the creation process. It's another path that you can use in manifesting. And I find drumming my intentions or prayers. I have more connection to them, but I also believe that that's my connection to the drum too. So she says that new doors for opportunity are present, and to stay aware of them. That's a beaver. And her poem for the beaver is, Beaver, teach me to build my dreams, including others too. One mind, one thought, heart is one, lessons learned from you. The beaver. Beaver. Let's see, what is... And the beaver, if you notice in the picture, so you get the glare out of there, he's got a piece of wood in his mouth. The builder. The other card that jumped out is this one. It's a porcupine. And the porcupine is one of the animals that's used to represent the South Shield, as Sam calls it. And we just covered that yesterday, the South Shield. Or was that the day before? And the porcupine is playful. You didn't know that about porcupine, did you? And that it has, it says that in many qualities, a very powerful medicine, the power of faith and trust. And there's that word again, trust. The power of faith contains within the ability to move mountains. The power of trust in life involves trusting the Great Spirit has a divine plan. Trust can open doorways to the creation of space. The space that's thus created also allows us to open our hearts and to share our gifts, to share gifts of love and joy and companionship. Porcupine is a gentle, loving creature and non-aggressive. Though understanding the basic nature of this animal, you may come to understand your own need for trust and faith and for becoming a child again. And we covered that about the innocence. And I really believe that this card is about validating our inner child and nurturing that aspect of us, our innocence, because it's still there. And you know what? The drum can help us do that. For me, when I dance, it brings me joy. And since I've been dancing since I was a child, you can bet my inner child is really happy. But, even if without that, the use of the drum can help you to sync, to become more in rhythm with Grandmother Earth, more in rhythm with the Creator. And when we talked about healing, about the sacred space that's needed, the safe space that's needed to heal, and to heal those aspects of ourselves that nurtures our inner child. Yeah. Wow. All that from the drum card. I know. Yeah, Julie's saying such a great message today. Jaw drop. I know. And Rochelle is saying, Neshi, you are so wise and knowledgeable. Thank you for sharing with us. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that, Rochelle. I will take the compliment. I have to say, there's a part of me that says, I'm learning just right alongside you guys. There are things that I know that I need to know more about and feel more about. And so we're all growing together. And so we can help each other, right? Maggie is saying, must go, blessings all. Yep. And looking forward to August 11th. Absolutely. We got just a couple minutes. Do you want me to drum just a little bit before we say goodbye? Let me know. I'll grab my drum just in case. Oops. All right. Let's see. Oh, it's about 10-2, not quite. It's a little bit longer. Love you, Mom. Hugs. Absolutely. Okay, I'll drum just a little bit. And in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And remember, just take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest behind. All right? And that's okay. It might not have been for you. Whatever resonated with you. And just see how it unfolds for you today. All right? All right. So taking a big, deep breath in. And exhaling. And we'll do just a little drumming here. All right. We'll see. Drum Mother's going to select another drum beat from you. Yeah? Okay. All right. Here we go. grandmother. She picked that one. I have never drummed that way before. That starting and stopping, starting and stopping. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you back here on Monday morning with the next card draw. Enjoy the rest of your day, and Bama Mina. Until we see each other again.